Morning, guys. Been a busy morning already. We're Marcia headed down, pick some corn. We can put it in the freezer, and can what we can get put in jars. We'll put it up and put the rest in the freezer until we'll clean that up first, so it don't get freezer burnt. We're cleaning up some wood from where that storm come through this spring, and back here's back here is the wood furnace, the outdoor wood furnace that we have. And some of this wood here comes from up there at the hill where that tree fell, and we're gathering it up, put posts in the ground back here. We're going to start stacking it up here, and we'll get quite a bit. I don't know how much is up there, but then we'll pack it up here, and it goes in that wood furnace, which heats our hot water and heats the house. So that's what we got going today. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I can't do much as far as that. My son-in-law Austin is up. He went up there to the hill. He's got hooked his trailer on and headed up there. He's going to pick up some of that out of the ditch. The UPS truck, hey, you got him a new truck, the guy did, and he couldn't get between the stumps and the tree stump. You know, they cut that thing off. It's a massive tree, and it's laying out across the road. Well, they cut enough of it out to get the cars around it. And I did get a U-Haul down here, a couple of them, but the UPS guy couldn't make it. So he left our packages at the top of the hill the last time, and so we're going to clean that up so he can get through there. That's what Austin's up there. He hooked his trailer on, and he headed up the hill. So that's what he's got going. All right, so I thought, well, while he's up there, I'd come out here and shoot a video. I just let the chickens out, and they're out running, and so like he's up there. You can hear that gravel crunching up there. It's on a pretty good hill. That's pretty steep. He can be facing downhill and getting some 2x12s up there and roll those big stumps. They're at least 3 foot long or 4 foot long. They've cut them in sections just to get them out of the road. Back then they was in a hurry. They had cut them and kicked them off on the side. Well, now we got to pick them up and put them on a truck or a trailer and haul them down here and stack them. So it's going to be fun. Anyway, he's got 2x12s down there. We can hook up and roll them up on the trailer. The trailer sits pretty low to the ground, and that way we'll have it. Get that wood down here, because winter's coming. It's coming pretty fast. Well, Marcia went down to pick. Sit down here, She went down to pick corn. Her uncle's got corn down there, and he's come down to get what you want. And so we'll have corn for this winter. Corn on the cob. I like corn on the cob, and we'll freeze it and bag it up or whatever, and then when the snow's flying, you go in there and get you some corn on the cob and be fresh. Pretty neat. So we're going to get us some beef. We're going to that down there where they're about 80 miles away from us, I'd imagine. But we'll get lined up for get us a steer down there and maybe a hog. We'll see what they've got, but that's where we get our meat from them. So we'll see. I know it's going to be a hard winter. They got this little caterpillar that I haven't seen it yet. And I guess the blacker it is, or the more snow we're going to have, the blacker the winter. So we'll see. I haven't seen them yet this year, but it's time for them to start showing up. A woolly worm, we call them woolly worm. Okay, all right. So today we have Philippians 4:18, and all the references tied to it out of Paul's writings. All right, so that's what we've got, and we'll get this done. And I haven't even read it today. I used to read through it. I haven't done it. We're going to read it together. How's that? I've not read it today. I write these out in advance, and so I've just started writing into the book of Ephesians, and I'm up to, what was that one there? I just started one. Ephesians 1 verse 2. I just started that, so we're getting into it. All right. So anyway, we got a little bit more to go in Philippians. So here's Philippians 4:18, and the references tied to it out of Paul's writings. See what it says. Now I am collecting all, and am superabounding. I have been filled full, receiving from Epaphroditus the things from you, an odor fragrant, a sacrifice acceptable, well-pleasing to God. I am aware what it is to be humbled, as well as aware what is to be superabounding. In everything and among all am I initiated, to be satisfied as well as to be hungering, to be superabounding as well as to be wanting. You know, Paul used some big words, superabounding. You know, he uses that one quite a bit. That's pretty cool. We ought to be thanking God always concerning you, brethren, according as it is met, seeing that your faith is flourishing, and the love of each one of you all for one another is increasing. Now I deem it necessary to send to you Epaphroditus, my brother and fellow worker and fellow soldier, yet your apostle and minister for my need, since in fact he was longing for you all and depressed, because you hear that he is in infirm. Now thanks be to God, who always gives us a triumph in Christ, and is manifesting the odor of his knowledge through us in every place. For we are a fragrance of Christ to God, in those who are being saved, and in those who are perishing. To these, indeed, an odor of death for death, yet to those an odor of life for life. And for this, who is competent? You know, it's good that we know when it says here, those who are perishing, we know that God will eventually give life to all those. There's all will have life. Death will be is being abolished, and we know, you know, that even though they're perishing here, eventually at the consummation, all will be given life, and that's life without death. They're out of the reach of death, and all his creation will be at the consummation will be given life. See, isn't that neat? We know that. All right. Become, then, imitators of God as beloved children, and be walking in love, according as Christ also loves you, and gives himself up for us an approach present, and a sacrifice to God for a fragrant odor. I am entreating you, then, brethren, by the pities of God, to present your bodies a sacrifice, living, holy, well-pleasing to God, your logical divine service, and not to be configured to this aeon, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, for you to be testing what is the will of God, good and well-pleasing and perfect. Now may he who is supplying seed to the sower and bread for food be furnishing and multiplying your seed, and be making the product of your righteousness grow, being enriched in everything for all the generosity which is producing through us thanksgiving to God. For the dispensation of this ministry not only is replenishing the want of the saints, but is superabounding also through much thanksgiving to God. through the testedness of this dispensation, glorifying God at the subjection of your vow to the evangel of Christ, and in the generosity of the contribution for them and for all, and in their petition for you, longing to be acquainted with you because of the transcendent grace of God on you. Now thanks be to God for his indescribable gratuity. Yeah, you can't add anything to that. That is good. That is good. We won't add anything to that. This is Saturday. What is today's date? I have to look back and see what it was yesterday. September the 5th. Today is September 5th. We got our house closed yesterday in Marshfield. We got that done. So now we get this one here, get the paperwork put together on it. They started that yesterday, and hopefully by the end of the month we'll have this one and in our pocket, and it'll be a deal. It'll be all settled. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that for sure. Who knows how long we'll be here? You know, the snatching away's coming pretty quick. There's a lot of stuff going on in this place, and you know, I told Marcia, you know, we'll be here till we're leaving. We'll be here till we're snatched out. That car we got, we was talking about it yesterday. You know, we just had the transmission replaced in it. We hadn't owned that thing. We got it in March. I believe it's March or April we bought that car. And didn't have it a week, and things started going haywire. We didn't have it 2 days, and stuff started going bad with it. Ended up the transmission went out, so we put it in the transmission shop or the dealer, and it was there for a couple of months altogether. We've not driven that thing much. And bringing it home from the dealership, the dash lights went black, and you can't see when the lights go out on the dash, everything's black. You can't see any gauges or anything. They come back on, and then the gas gauge quit. So it is what it is. I said, you know what? We'll just keep that till we're out of here. So anyway, I hear Austin coming back. That means he's got his wood on. So I'll get off of here and see if we can't get him started. All right. It's going to be a great day. Let's go see what God's got for us. You want to? I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. See you then.